Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm stuck in traffic here while heading to work, and I figured I got a small list here that I made about DSG gearboxes or dual clutch systems. People have asked me, should I get a car which has got dual clutch system, front or transmission, and are those cars good to buy? And here are my 4 things that you should know about a dual clutch system if you intend to get one, whether it's a Santa Fe, whether it's a VW car or an Audi car, whatever it may be, a dual clutch system, you should know these 4 things. Number 1 is inching in traffic. If you are stuck in traffic and you are heading and it goes extremely slow, do not drive a DSG or a DCT gearbox like what you do with an automatic, because that will kill the gearbox. Guys, remember, a DCT or dual clutch transmission is not an automatic gearbox. You may feel like an automatic gearbox. It is not. It's actually 2 manual gearboxes put together, whereby one of the gears are on R, 1, 3 and 5, and the other one is on even numbers, 2, 4 and 6. What that means is, if you drive a manual gearbox, you would engage your clutch, gear and clutch, and you will ease in and go in traffic. That slow movement will actually eat up the clutch, the same way there's a clutch in DCT gearboxes, and that will kill your gearbox. So do not inch in traffic. What you should do is stop the car, let the car in front of you go, and then accelerate to meet the car in front. Once you get there, stop, and same thing, repeat it again and again. Let the car move forward, give a gap, and then reach up to the car in front and meet them. That will save your gearbox. So never inch in traffic. Number 2, understand the logic behind the DCT or dual clutch transmission. What happens is the car is trying to predict what you want as a gear. So if you can imagine, at all times you've got reverse, first, third and fifth, and 2, 4 and 6 in sequence. So if the car is, let's say, stationary, stand still, the car can choose either the odd numbers or even numbers. On the odd number, its options are, it must choose R because you might go reverse. On the even numbers, it must choose 2. So at a standstill, it's actually choosing R or 2. Now if you slow in and if you press the accelerator gently and you move forward, the car will gently change from R to 1 and move forward. Or let's say if you are going in a high-speed pursuit and you are on, let's say, 3rd gear, if you were to suddenly, as you're speeding up, if you suddenly, let's say, brake the car will obviously have the lower gear ready for you. But if you brake and immediately accelerate, the car will not have the gear ready for you, and there might be a lag in that sense. So trying to understand the logic behind the cars, whereby if you are accelerating, the car will think that you want the higher gears ready, and will have that gear ready for you instead of going backwards. So try to understand the logic about the gear. Go and do some videos such about logic of the DSG gearbox, and you will see what I mean. Number 3, service intervals. Unlike automatics, whereby you can service the car every 90,000 or even 100,000 kilometers on an automatic gearbox, on a DSG or a DCT or this dual clutch transmission gearboxes, service intervals are much more frequent. Reason being is, this is not an automatic. There is no torque converter. A torque converter is what sits in the middle of a gearbox in automatic, and uses liquid to engage the gears from the transmission to the engine. Here, there are actual clutch in play trying to engage those gears. What that means is, wear and tear on the clutch is there, on the flywheel is there. So the service intervals on a DSG gearbox are much higher. You're talking about 50,000 kilometers. So for every 5 service you do on your car for your normal gear oil change, your normal engine oil change, you have to do a DSG gearbox oil change, and also with that there'll be the clutch repairs or changeover, and those are common. It's just a trade-off between having an efficient car which actually handles well, opposed to having and automatic where the power is lost. So yeah, service more often. And the last one is understand your gearbox, whether it's a wet or dry clutch system. A wet clutch system has got liquid sitting inside those clutches. What that means is it's able to withstand heat much better. You can drive a car much more spiritedly, which is why the GTI, Golf GTI, comes with a wet clutch, and the Golf, which are the lower range 1.4, comes with a dry clutch. The dry clutch is actually more efficient in fuel because there is less loss of energy being it's a dry clutch. But on the flip side, if you drive a dry clutch system like you're driving a GTI, that gearbox will have more heat that is generated, and therefore your mechatronic can fail, and that's where the reliability of Volkswagen gearboxes are in question. It's because you have a dry clutch system and you're driving it like a GTI. You shouldn't, guys. So if you buy a dry clutch system, you can drive it any way you want it, but just be mindful that there's more heat that's being generated when you drive a dry clutch. A wet clutch, you can hashtag drive it like you stole it. So that's my 4 things that you may or may not know about a DSG or a dry clutch system, or a dual clutch system. If you want more with videos about talking about certain aspects of cars and engines and mechanics, please go down there and comment, and I'll do more videos such as this. Till then, cheers guys.